One of the first things you must do inside PractiCAM is learn how to operate the organization tree so you can keep your data organized properly. PractiCAM provides you with three levels of grouping your data. Each one can be given any type of name you like. To open up the first one, all you have to do is right click on My Work and then select Create. This will open up the first level of organization, which is labeled New Job as a default. Here we can rename it, and we will label it with today's date. To open up the next division, all we have to do is right click on our first folder and select Create again. Here we will give it the name Training Folder. If I would like to create another folder inside the first, I just go back to the first one right above the folder we were working on now, and I right click again. This will open up another folder, which is New Drawing by default, and we will label it Training Folder 2. Now each one of these folders can now have as many subfolders underneath as we choose. Let's right click on the Training folder and hit Create. This is where we will see our last folder, which is labeled New Takeoff by default. It is here where we design and edit all fittings. This is also where we will come back to create any job. Here we will label this First Takeoff. It is important to understand that all of the jobs that I burn inside First Takeoff will be batched together. For example, here we're going to take a fitting from our libraries. I'm going to select it and click our burn key, and it will place it inside the takeoff. I'm now going to select another fitting, burn it, and you will notice that PractiCAM will automatically batch these fittings together and nest them together. This allows us to maximize the efficiency of our nest. However, if we would like to design fittings that will be nested separately, then we would go back, create another folder, and start selecting fittings in what we will call Second Takeoff. All of the fittings now that we burn under Second Takeoff will be batched separately from the fittings inside First Takeoff. As you can see here, we only have one fitting underneath the Second Takeoff. Because our folders are organized so neatly, we can transfer data from one place on our computer or network to another simply by closing the tree that we would like to select and then relocate it by dropping it into the folder at which we would like it to be saved. Here we will drop it inside Training Folder. PractiCAM will prompt us to put in a name, and we will call this First Training Folder. You can now make sure your file is saved just by clicking on the folder itself on the left right here. This makes manually transferring data to save very easily. However, PractiCAM does have automatic data save, which we will go over in some of our other demos.